Now, the game I would like to show you from this book, written by Nunn, is played by Nunn against Genna Sosonko. Genna Sosonko is a famous player because he escaped, I think maybe to Holland, and he became a famous writer. He wrote a lot of books. This game, Nunn is white and Sosonko is black. It was played at the Thessaloniki Olympiad in 1984. Now, I don't know if it was this Olympiad, but I remember there was one Olympiad, maybe in Greece, where one of the Soviet female players escaped, maybe with an American player. And so I think it was very interesting in that Olympiad what happened. In any case, so remind me if it is this one, the one from 1984. I'm just curious because, love beats all, right? Nunn played e4 and Sosonko played c5. Obviously, the fourth 11, 12 moves are just theory, probably. Knight f3, knight c6, d4, c takes d4, knight takes d4, knight f6, knight c3, d6, bishop c4, e6, bishop e3, a6. I think we are in, let me see which one it is. Queen e2, queen c7, castle, knight a5, bishop d3, b5. Okay, and here there is a3. So this is the Velimirovich attack, right? How does black continue here? He played bishop b7, probably because he wants to play rook c8, right? But I think another move is rook b8. So let's see what happened in this game. Yes, he says rook b8 is the main alternative. But black is not threatening b4 because this would leave the a6 pawn hanging. So if you play this, this is not a threat because this falls down, right? He says. How did it continue, this game? Let's see. g4. Wow. With the bishop on this diagonal, he removes a pawn. And here there is d5. The critical move, as once the f6 knight is pushed away by g5, black will find it much harder to generate counterplay. E takes d5, knight takes d5. Everything looks fine for black since the open diagonal from b7 to h1 work against white in exposing the h1 rook to attack. Okay, what does white play here? What would you play if you were white? Try to find it out. White played knight d takes b5. Boom! Beautiful move, right? Were it not for this tactical point, white's whole plan would indeed be misconceived. A takes b5. And how does... Oh wow! Here there is a big amount of analysis, which is more than half a page. It covers one page in total. And it says what? There is not much to choose between queen takes b8, queen b8, he says. And here he gives another line. And then there is 14 queen e5, that is a mistake. And this tells why it's a mistake. It's huge, the analysis. Honestly, I think this analysis must have been done some way later, because it's like 7 moves long, so that makes me think that he didn't really see it at the board. Okay. However, let's see what happens. A takes b5, and here there is bishop takes b5. Wow. Oh. Now we see why bishop b7 wasn't so great. Now what does it do? It seems he's forced to play this. King d8. But king d8 is terrible. Okay, I think here we should stop a second and think about it. Let me pause for a second. Okay, instead of king d8, let's see what happened with bishop c6. Okay, just to have an idea. I must tell you, the lines are very tight, so it's difficult to see well. Knight takes d5, e takes d5, bishop b6 check, queen e7, bishop takes a5, queen takes e2. Can you imagine now? Boom! Bishop takes c6, right? That's the real problem. If I got it right, maybe not, sorry. Let's see what happened. Just give me a second, because, yeah, bishop takes c6, king e7, and now there is rook h, e1. Okay. Very interesting situation. So, if he plays this, okay, maybe move this, tack. Okay, yeah, maybe that's this, and he has to return back, but this situation is bad, right? Because obviously white has 5 pawns, 1 bishop more, it's over. But however, it's a very, very interesting analysis. I think maybe it was difficult at the board, yeah. Maybe a computer does it immediately, but for us humans, I don't know. Okay, let me return back to the position. So I think we were in this position. We have seen that bishop c6 doesn't work, and that king d8 is the one to play. Obviously there is a problem also with this, right? Because you immediately have knight takes d5, e takes d5, and let's see what it follows. It follows 17, rook d3. Wow. Rook d3. Here, by the way, there was a big analysis if instead of e takes d5, black could take with this, okay? Eventually, by the book, you will see it all, because the author did the analysis, and it's a lot. This is the Sicilian. You cannot escape knowing the theory. So, that you like it or not, you are not going to like it if you don't study the theory. Now, the great thing is that black finds the best defense, that is knight c4. Okay? But after knight c4, there is rook c3, and here you have a mistake by black, that is bishop b4. Honestly, when I saw this situation, I immediately thought bishop takes a3 was the right move. But again, one thing is to have a feeling, then you have to prove it with analysis, okay? And I will not give you the analysis because it's very long. What I'm interested in is seeing the game, the end of this game, because the analysis is like 1 page long. So if you were white, how would you continue here? Because that's important. So pause the video, try to find out. White continue with rook takes c4, boom. D takes c4, obviously rook d1, because you remember what we saw in the other analysis, right? That if you go here, you can't. If you go here, however, you get a discovery check. So the only way was to go on c8, and now played rook d4, bishop d5, rook takes d5, bishop d6, and rook d4, and this is the end of the game because further material loss is inevitable. Why is inevitable? Because once you pin the queen, and if you don't pin the queen, the king is still in a bad position. But this is the nice thing. If I would have shown you the analysis after knight c4, you would have seen most of this motive. Instead, now you have a chance to do it by yourself. Eventually, I will try to put the PGN of this game into the description of the video, so you have a PGN and you can do your own homework. You can watch the game again by yourself and do all the analysis. That's how you become a strong player. Thank you for watching.